Well, you know, during the course of our interview with, Project Pat, we talked about how, I mean, he wasn't even really a rapper in the beginning. You see what I'm saying? Like Juicy just basically got him to, he just saw Juicy doing well with the rap. So he tried it and it worked for him and he stuck with it and it really worked. And he started to build up, and at his very height, like when Chicken Head came out, pulled over with an illegal gun, back to prison for 4 years. Well, I mean, here you are at the time and you're really, really blowing up.
It's blowing up.
You have sipping on some scissor, Chicken Head, 3-6 Mafia is doing crazy. Why carry an unlicensed gun during that time?
Well, I'm gonna say this again. I'm thinking like a criminal. Like when you think like a criminal, you don't think like, I'm seeing the money, I'm moving smooth, but see in my brain, you gotta think now. I'm the devil got me thinking I'm smooth anyway. And then listen. A criminal don't think like this. A criminal, I don't have no beef with nobody. I'm not into it with nobody. But in Memphis, everybody getting robbed. So I got some money now. Some money. So I'm thinking, well, I might need to carry this strap. Then I said, well, I might need to carry them 2 straps. I'm going to the north side. That's a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah. That's what I was saying on a few remote interviews that, that's the reason why right now Project Pat is taking personal time for himself. Because if you think about it, every time he dropped the album, something got in his way where he had to go back to jail for some bullshit.
Yeah.
And shit like that. So I think that for someone that constantly see their mistake and learn to be able to fix that mistake is someone that's paying a total attention to their life.
Yeah, no, and we talked about that. And, we talked about that incident. And he goes, look, at the time, he was a professional rapper. Like he was a full-time industry, gold or platinum albums, hit songs, big budget music videos. And he didn't really have a reason to have a gun on him. He didn't have active
he didn't really
beef.
have a reason, but in Memphis.
Well, yeah, and that's what he said. He said, just being in Memphis, you get used to it. And he what he said was really interesting. He said, when he first got locked up, he was like, oh, I'm being racially profiled, whatever. But then he had to take a step back and say, no, like, I wasn't supposed to be carrying a gun.
Yeah, that's
like it's my fault.
Yeah.
Like I could have avoided this whole situation by even having like a bodyguard with me or something. Like, or maybe just not going to that area. He said it was my own fault. He took full responsibility for it, and then the case ended up being a Fed case, which made it even worse for him.
Right.
He said he cried when he found out that it turned into a Fed case.
Right.
But he basically said, yo, like, no, I'm not going to blame the police for this. I'm not going to blame the haters.
If everybody did that with any situation that they put themselves in, then it would be better, I think, for people to look, period. Because I can get mad and here with you right now, walk outdoors, smoke a Black and Vlad, somebody walking down the street with a little more energy, and I can take my energy out on them because they out there with good vibe energy or negative vibe energy. Yeah. And I can say if they got negative vibe energy, let me walk back towards Vlad building or where we was because I see this guy with some negative energy. Yeah. But if I stand there and watch him come down and feed into that energy, then I'm automatically getting myself in some trouble. And then if I shoot him, beat him, or kill him, then now I don't put myself in trouble. How can I blame anyone else besides myself?
Yeah. Like I said, man, it was interesting. It wasn't the interview I expected because I didn't know Pat.
Right.
This was our first time. I mean, we had run into each other at one point, and I remember they were filming the reality show, and we did a little quick something. But this is the first time me really sitting down to a man to man.
Yeah,
Project and really was like, okay, this guy's really like on some grown man shit.
Yeah, I was just finna say that. I was just finna say Project Pat is basically a big brother and full grown fucking man. You get what I'm saying? He don't feel like he can't get on me when I'm doing something. And if he feel like he can't, he's gonna call Beats or Paul or somebody, Juicy or somebody, and tell them to say something or something. But it never got that far with me and Project Pat, because if Project Pat say something to me, and the way I look up to people and respect that I give someone, I'm not gonna try to outdo you or outspeak you or out talk you or not listen to what you trying to tell me, because I say a child never asked to be here, but yet have a purpose for living.
Yeah.